and welcome to the PPVG Gamescast. My name is Steve.
Rich.
Mo.
And we are the passionate playing video gamers. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the controversial character in Mass Effect Andromeda. Also talk about our dreams coming true, NBA Playgrounds, new edition of NBA Jam coming out. The game we've been wanting and asking for the last 10 years. Screw everything else.
It was a week. It was 1 week.
A week,
of
yes.
That's how good Mo was.
Felt like a year.
1 week of asking.
Yes. We'll also talk about the Lost Chapters, the Uncharted DLC. But first, we're going to start with Scorpio. The new Xbox console finally released its tech specs revealed. And Mo, I know you're a big Xbox gamer.
Yeah, because I own every single one.
You have bought every single Xbox. Are you buying the Xbox Scorpio?
No, not yet. There's not enough information. That's all you get.
6 teraflops.
Just specs.
We discussed this. How many more teraflops do you need?
They revealed the specs. They revealed the specs. It's game over. Nintendo Switch is now officially the most powerful game console on the market. It's over.
The game of the year is ARMS.
No, it will be. They're going to have like 5 game of the years. Breath of the Wild, Mario, Splatoon, ARMS, 1-2 Switch.
Being serious, I need games to be sold, okay? I need to see the goddamn games. That just does not sell me enough. Like, wasn't it at one point, like, didn't they say that the PlayStation... Just going back, didn't they say that the PlayStation 3 was the most powerful console on the market? And then it still did terribly. Like, it didn't do as great.
Well, when you price yourself at $600.
Right.
Too many SKUs. They didn't have exclusives.
Right.
They did the same thing that Microsoft did this console generation.
Yeah, so I
But
mean...
they recovered. Maybe this is the step in the right direction. Everything I complained about, of how they lost like the arcade development that they were doing, the exclusives, their own in-house development, that they had tried to be the all-in-one unit in your entertainment center as opposed to a gaming console. This whole press conference was basically them saying, "Yeah, we fucked that up, didn't we? Let's go backwards." So I think it was a step in the right direction.
It is. I'm not saying that they're gonna fail or anything. I'm just saying I need to see something. I need to see products. Like a system is a system, but if you have nothing to play it on, then what's the fucking purpose?
And it's clearly, as they keep saying, it's a premium device. So it's not going to be for everybody. You have to have a 4K TV to really take advantage. It's probably going to be in the $900 range is what everybody's speculating. So
The Scorpio?
Yeah, it's about $500 to $900. It's between that price tag.
Depending on what all is included. So,
Well, with VR included in 2018, it'll be $900.
We'll see. I don't know.
The console is going to be $500.
Was that
speculation?
Speculation, yeah. Like that they.
It's not confirmed.
Right.
It will be $500.
Oh, okay. Because you work for Xbox. Okay.
We have this on tape, recorded, so I can pull this back when I said it's $500 when they announce it next month.
It's still just a guess, though. That's all.
Yeah.
The guess
logical
from us,
guess.
So was ours. It's a guess on our part, and it's a guess on yours. We're all just speculating.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Why do you keep looking at me? I'm not even the...
Yeah, you're getting me fired up, Mo.
I'm not even the asshole. What Mo's trying to say. I'm not even rich.
I'm just sitting here.
Why are you yelling at me?
He just keeps looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, $900 my ass. It will not be $900. That is a fact.
The PS4...
A PPVG fact.
The PSVR with the PS4 is like, what, $1,200 to $1,500? Somewhere in there? So...
Well, the headset's $400, and then the PS4 is $250. So it'd be
plus
$650.
you have to have the remotes, the Move controllers. So wasn't that like another $200 or
$100 for the controllers. $750, yeah.
Okay.
So going through the specs. Just want to get a quick little introduction of what you guys felt. So the specs... 6 teraflops. I know we all love that. The teraflops. PS4 Pro, 4.12 teraflops. Scorpio 6 measures graphical horsepower. Also, the GDDR5. All the jargon. It's memory, 12 gigabytes for the Scorpio, 8 gigabytes for the PS4 Pro. Just more memory. They'll be able to install that 4K that they said it's a true 4K console, and we'll see. And then they did say that even the PS4 Pro does this. You don't need a 4K TV for it to look better. It actually enhances on 1080p. Same thing, Scorpio. But the reason why I'm getting a Scorpio day one, a 4K Blu-ray player. I don't know why the PS4 Pro did not have a 4K attached to it for Sony.
Cost.
probably
to
cost.
hit that $400
Yeah.
price point.
Which is why my speculation was against your 500, is because I think they are really trying to cater towards you're buying a Ferrari, not a Toyota. So they don't care about pricing it up.
Well, since we're on the topic, like realistically, what do you think, just a Scorpio console, no VR by itself, what do you think right now it will cost? What do you think the price will be?
I could see it
Again,
being,
this is all speculation. We don't have
I
inside
could see it
information.
being like around 500 to 700. I don't think it could go up to 900, but I mean, who knows? I mean, yeah.
They're
See,
going-
he wants to say 900.
Yeah. Yeah. Zeus wants to say 900.
The reason why
He has something to say.
so many people, so many analysts were saying 900 is because we don't know what the production run is going to be, because this is a premium kind of thing. Between the price point and the market share they're trying to get from this specific device, they might not be able to bring down that price point. So I think 500 would be perfect for them, but I think you're more likely to get $600 to $700. But I can see 900 being feasible. So
It can happen.
We're on predictions right now. What is a prediction? I see a lot of price
I'm going to
ranges.
say 700.
I'll say 700 too.
700. I'm sticking with my 500.
Okay.
The PPVG fact of 500. And Zeus has a lot to say
He wants to say
about the Scorpio. He agrees with
900.
Daddy. He agrees with
It's
Daddy
900.
at 500.
It's 900.
He agrees.
He's 900.
$500. But again, the most important part are the games.
No.
Not the specs.
No.
Not the specs. But again, the games which they haven't even announced. That'll probably be at E3. What games do you think will be launch to take advantage of this 4K console?
Crackdown.
Crackdown?
State of Decay 2.
So do you think that will hold off until November?
I think they'll I mean they can release it on Xbox One and then have a re-release for Scorpio. I could see that happening. State of Decay was a great game. I played it on PC. I have it on PC with all the DLC packs. So I really enjoyed the game. I can see it going on Scorpio pretty easily. Open world zombie game. So
The World War Z.
No.
The World War Z, and Zeus has a lot to say about this. But with the price point, the PS3 failed miserably at that $600 price point. Do you think Microsoft would be a little scared of that price point? Come over here, Zeus.
we can edit that.
There we go. Coming with Daddy. Coming with Daddy.
I understand that some people buy certain consoles for price. Like when everybody did the deal for Xbox One, the what is it, the slimmer version, and the PS4, when they went to the $250 price tag, everybody jumped on it.
Yeah.
Because it's saving them money and they have games there that they can play. A lot of people keep their old generation consoles until price tags start coming down. I don't see a lot of people purchasing to a system that's going to be $500, $700 at the start.
No, that's a great point that you brought up, as in someone's going to go to this, like the holiday, a parent's going to come, they're going to see an Xbox One S for $250, which has a 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
And they see the Scorpio, which will be $500. Double the price. What do you get for that price? Graphics. You get 4K. Is that worth double the amount with the same amount of games just for upgraded 4K graphic? Is that worth $250?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that being a problem already, but I know that just out of experience, a lot of people are not going to jump on a $700 price tag, $500 price tag immediately. Some will. There will be some...
Like me. I'm already I'm buying it.
There will be day ones, that's not a problem, but I don't foresee everybody that's in the Xbox right now that's playing the Xbox themselves. I don't see them jumping immediately, especially with, there has to be a good list, I think, for them to actually be convinced as well. You have to have a gaming list for it to sell.
I think you're more likely to attract the VR crowd that weren't Sony people.
Yeah.
And they did still, under 1 million, right? Wasn't that the last number that had come out?
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
950?
Within 6 months, they had 950 within 5 months.
Yeah.
So they hit their goal, was 1 million within the first 6 months.
Yeah, so I imagine you're going to have something similar, but Sony does have a bigger market share, just in general for electronics, but certainly in gaming right now. So I think you're more likely
Twice.
to be in the 500,000 in 6 months would be them being successful.
500,000
Yeah.
Scorpios?
Yeah. Because remember, it's a niche product. There's a lot of people that don't buy DVDs anymore. You're getting 4K. I understand the appeal of a 4K Blu-ray player, but there's a lot of people who don't buy DVDs of any kind. They certainly don't care
all
about
digital.
4K.
You know, yeah. I stream 4K. You know, I'm streaming 4K now. There's no reason for me to go out and purchase
buy a player.
Buy a player.
That I do admit, and I'm probably too old school, and I am in the minority, that I'm still on the physical discs.
Me too.
Like, I'm, like, with movies. That's why I do understand why the PS4 Pro didn't go, because it streams 4K.
It does. Oh.
And that's what majority, that's trying to future-proof and cut on costs to make it 400, when how many people are going to use it? You know, the actual 4K Blu-ray player. How many, like right now, like when I buy a Blu-ray, I buy 4K and Blu-ray so I have it future-proof. Like when I bought Deadpool, I bought another movie, it's combo 4K Blu-ray, it's like $5 more to get on 4K, knowing that I'm going to have a 4K Blu-ray player. Because I thought I was going to buy a PS4 Pro, but it didn't have that player, so I just waited for the Scorpio. But Phil Spencer did say in an interview that he's expecting the S to sell the most out of them, which makes sense. Again, you're right. It's a premium product. It's for that hardcore niche player.
Yeah.
So, Rich, you're the Xbox One guy.
Don't phrase it like that. I'm not the one Xbox guy.
You're the one in Xbox One. Are you convinced of buying a Scorpio, or are you going to wait for the games?
I'd wait. Because we don't know anything about what's going to run on there. Again, I'm a computer guy. Most of that stuff, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's great to have that, but speaking in the car metaphor, I might have a car that can go up to 90 in, 10 seconds kind of thing, but if I don't have a road where I'm allowed to drive 90, what's the point? If the software doesn't take advantage of the tech that's so much more powerful, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the PC world, like how much RAM did they say it had on there for the Scorpio?
RAM in what way?
Like the just the general RAM, wasn't it like 12?
Oh yeah, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5.
Right. So
50% more than.
If I'm running 8 and he's running 12, we're still gonna play together. It's not gonna show like a considerate difference. His game might run a little bit faster.
It'll be like ultra setting, while the other one is like
that's
high.
pretty much it. Yeah, but I'll still be playing the same game. I'm
You can still
gonna be
kick my
enjoying
ass.
it.
So
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck Destiny, Mo. Fuck Destiny.
we're not talking about Destiny.
I'm just saying, if you're
It still
kicking his ass,
qualifies.
yeah, it still qualifies.
qualifies.
I guess.
About kicking his ass.
it's still valid.
Fuck Destiny.
I'll allow it.
So with this video, or not even a video, is reveal the specs. Was this an intelligent way to reveal the specs and the power of the Scorpio? Of jargon, as you brought up about these numbers, it doesn't mean anything. Like, to the players, like, I don't know, I had to do research on what these numbers mean, and I only told you half of them on this piece of paper because it's just a bunch of jargon.
Because it doesn't mean this
doesn't mean
wasn't-
anything.
This wasn't for us.
No.
This gets a lot of clickbait articles written,
Yeah.
but it's more to talk to the developers and tell them, I have a Ferrari engine. Do you have a a car that we can put it in? Kind of thing.
And then, like, some of the extreme fanboys will take that also and go crazy.
Yeah, and they'll
with
sit
it.
here
They'll be
all
like,
day.
Yeah,
"Well,
like,
we got
fuck
the
PS4,
we
yeah,
got
fuck
the
PS4.
powerful, console ever, blah, blah, blah. But I don't really know what it does because they're not into the PC or the whole, what this does. It really, just out there. It's whatever.
Yeah,
As long as you game, that's all I care.
which we'll find out in E3, hopefully, is probably the latest they should announce. Do you think they should go dark until E3 or do an event to show what the console looks like and show a few games?
Did they give us a release date or a release window at all? No.
Well, they said by the end of the year.
I
End of
can see them
2017.
just going straight for their E3 segment,
Yeah.
especially doing it early the way that they're doing, ahead of.
They're going to try to win the show.
Yeah, they're trying to. They changed the schedule for that point, right? I mean, that's
To
would be my
Sunday.
guess. Yeah,
They did move it to Sunday.
so I would guess.
and then
they would-
EA is now Saturday.
Yeah.
So everyone is just
I
pushing.
was just like, what the hell's going on? Yeah.
No, I think this was to attract developers, get them interested, and it's a cost of doing business. You'll get those premium people that are going to buy in. It's proof of concept on using the VR, getting back those relationships that they burned doing the all-in-one console iteration that they did this generation, so that when we get to the end of this generation, they're more powerful, and then going into whatever the next Xbox is, and the PS5, and and going forward that they've reestablished those old agreements and collaborations and stuff that they used to have that they've spurned. So they'll get them back, and then they'll be more powerful. So they're out of the gate. Maybe they'll be ready for whatever the next version is.
Yeah, I can see that. Makes perfect sense to me. So.
Yeah, this is just the cost of doing business. This is research and development. I'm gonna have our researchers pay to check out our development, but that's how they do it, and they go, look, we're competitive. We have VR, we got a powerful system, and it's easy to code for. And then the back end of that, where we as the consumers will see that, is more exclusives, or not so much the glaring version between Xbox One and PS4. Those videos, the side by side comparisons, they're always going to show you the Scorpio version versus the PS4 Pro, and so Scorpio is going to win a lot of times. And then they've reestablished all those agreements, so we can have the Summer of Arcade again. We can have Battletoads back. We can have all that kind of stuff, because we as consumers, some of us have bought in and paid for that development. Next generation, everybody that buys Microsoft products gets to enjoy all that.
So it would be the most powerful console until the PS5 comes out, and we'll see if this mid-generation.
And it's always going to be until the next one comes out. Yeah. That's part of the reason why they don't.
The next Nintendo?
No, that'll never be. That's not Nintendo's game plan, though.
Too soon. Just got it.
They're already planning the whole new console now. The next one. The one thing that you brought up as the Xbox One when they introduced it as the all-in-one, so the Scorpio ditched the Kinect port. So if you want to use your Kinect on the Scorpio, you need to have an adapter. So is this the official end of Kinect, or did that happen when they actually took it out and wasn't mandatory part of the Xbox One?
I think when they took it out, yeah. Certainly by the time we were getting to the S, that's when they were talking about that. That's when they said we don't need it.
Are they going to try again? A third attempt?
Well, they have to, because it's going to be part of the VR experience. So you have to be prepared for it. You have to have it where you can plug in.
It will be.
Well, when it comes to like the Kinect or any type of like camera peripheral that you're gonna attach to the actual console, the majority of the people that actually get that stuff, I know that they'll do like Dance Central, all that stuff. But the majority of them...
What's wrong with Dance Central?
No, nothing. I'm just saying that the majority of the people use it for streaming. So if you're not streaming, then what's the point of having that? It makes perfect sense to me. It's just like an added thing that you don't need, because you don't need. I don't see. I mean, I don't know if Rich is gonna go and get it and he's gonna start streaming all of a sudden. He becomes a big streamer for video gaming or whatever. But I don't foresee it being a necessity.
No, as I have to pause the game every 15 seconds to take a phone call or read a text message. No, that's not fun. It's already aggravating for me. I can't imagine watching on a stream.
Yeah.
I'll start getting donations to stop answering your phone for 3 minutes. $15, $25.
Let's play a game. Every time he picks up a phone, we take a shot.
Oh, look. 3 minutes in and everybody's shit-faced.
Yeah. He started losing streamers like really fast.
Yeah.
And no wonder I need 20 cuts to do this.
So, yeah.
My biggest pet peeve of this generation of gaming is the space to fill up the fucking hard drives. And each, the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio, have 1 terabyte hard drive. But just think, if these games are going to be in 4K, is it going to take up more hard drive space?
Yeah. They're already taking... the bigger games are already taking like 80 gigs, like just by themselves. It's
on a 500 gigabyte hard drive, which, 80 is already in the system by the time you open up. It was weird, like, I have 500 gigs, and I open up 420 left.
Yeah.
I don't even have any games, but all the systems, all the background. So if a 1 terabyte hard drive, it won't mean anything. 500 gigs, and then there's going to be 4K, they're going to be twice the size, it will fill up quicker. Yeah. And I have an Xbox One and PS4, so I have 1 terabyte, and both consoles are full. My 500 gigs on both consoles are already full of games. I have to delete each time I get a new game, and take the time to download. And Mo, you're trying to get a bigger hard drive.
I external. I'm just going to do hard.
External.
Yeah.
Okay, external hard drive.
Yeah.
Going for the 2 terabyte or?
No, I'm going for 4.
All right. Baller. All right. Go for the 4.
I found a good price.
Yeah.
I found one on Amazon. You're the greatest.
Give them like $120 now.
Yeah. I saw they had one on sale for like 80, so that's not bad. I mean,
better.
Yeah. And Rich, how's your hard drive? Full?
Yeah, it's always at like 93 or 95%, yeah. I have just enough in case you need to patch something or I didn't realize it's going to be 4 gigabyte patch or something. Which, like Mass Effect, day one is like 2.3 gigs as soon as I put the disc in. So,
Biggest pet peeve, drives me fucking nuts. And again, this isn't going to be fixed. 1 terabyte. Oh, it's 1 terabyte. No. I know the Xbox One S had a 2 terabyte, but that sold extremely quick. The main one is 1 terabyte. We'll see. Anything else you'd like to add about the Scorpio, what we learned? Any opinions?
I have nothing to add other than I want to see the games. That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah. See the games. And I'll play this back when I am 100% correct on the $500 price point. I will play this back.
Why are you so worried about being wrong?
What is that going to do? I didn't shake your hand on any bet or anything.
It raises my self-esteem about myself. I need to raise my ego.
Sorry. If I had had some of my tasty beverage in my mouth, that would have been the world's best spit take.
Fuck, are we even here? You could have done this by yourself.
What if I do? I just sit back with 3 microphones and do my little podcast with my 2 mini Mo's and Riches I found at the park that fill in.
Oh my God.
That's cool. I can't believe you shaved that kid's head.
Yeah. And I can't believe you glued it on the other kid.
Hey, I paid in ice cream. It works. Cops are going to be knocking on my door after this.
Yeah. Excuse me, are you a Steve? We've heard about you.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, hey, Steve.
Well, that is our take on the Xbox Scorpio. Please let us know in the comments below. If you're going to be buying the Xbox Scorpio, are you excited? What you felt about the reveal of the specs. That's Rich's feel and Mo's.
I was excited. I'm the fanboy.
I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to reserve it.
So you're not Microsoft, you're micro hard, huh?
I'm extremely hard for my 4K gaming. Extremely. So let us know in the comments how hard you will be playing the Xbox Scorpio. So today, they released the new trailer for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy DLC. It's pretty much them on a boat, just pretty much talking about what the story will be. And earlier this week, there was actually an interview saying that it could possibly be over 10 hours long. And they couldn't take out any story. They had all these ideas. They didn't want to make a standalone title, which I think it sounds like it almost is a standalone
Especially that price point
title.
Yeah.
So and they announced the release date of August 22nd for $39.99 price. Do you think that is the right price point for a DLC? Again, they said around 10 hours. It could be less. Naughty Dog, their expansion for The Last of Us, Left Behind, was around 3 hours. But Mo, you said that was $20, if you remember?
If I remember correctly, it was like around $20. It wasn't that long either. So
Yeah, it wasn't. 3 hours, I think, was on the maximum side. I think it took me a little more than 2 hours. And I didn't play The Last of Us on the PS3. I actually played it on the PS4, which automatically came with the disc. It was like the Game of the Year edition with the DLC with it. And I know, Mo, you played all 4 Uncharteds. Mm-hmm. Now, are you excited for The Lost Legacy?
I'm down. Like, what is there to say? It's another story. I mean, it's not like it's...
And it has your 2 ladies in it.
Yeah, Chloe. Oh,
Chloe has his girl. You'll just watch it for Chloe.
That's it. That ass.
That ass looked good on that trailer, too.
Hey, Anita.
I know.
Sarcasm.
Anyways, no, yeah.
That was a feminist joke.
Anyways, yeah, no. I can't stray away from Uncharted. I mean, they do good storylines. I don't foresee this one being a bad one. For a DLC, it's a little. I don't really see it as a DLC.
It should be standalone. 10 hours of content.
Yeah.
Right. So the game length has not been finalized or confirmed. They did have over 10 hours of story. They did say they didn't take out any, so it hasn't been confirmed, but it sounds like it's going to be a full length game. Because some games are 6-8 hours.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, did they say that you have to have Uncharted 4 to play this one? Or
you do not.
You do not.
You do not.
So, I mean, that's, to me, is just a standalone game. 10 hours, that's a separate game to me.
For $40, that's fine. But Uncharted, they average around 10 to 12 hours, except the 4th one took me about 15 hours to beat.
Is it only single player, or is there going to be multiplayer maps included?
I actually haven't read. I just know about the single player.
Yeah, I didn't see
gonna
anything about multiplayer.
I just know
$40 would be an easier sell if you had multiplayer included, because you need the whole engine and all that kind of stuff.
Unless, like, that's what I was asking. Like, unless that it connects to Uncharted 4 in some way and adds more things to it.
Yeah, but if you don't need the disc.
Yeah, then you're right.
That's all I was thinking.
Yeah.
Then if you pre-order at participating retailers, you receive a free digital copy of Jak and Daxter, the Precursor trilogy. And did you guys play any of those games?
All three.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's a platforming, right?
Yeah.
With
Yep.
a duo. Wasn't there a new Jak and Daxter that came out as well on the PS4?
PS3.
PS3 what was the new one? They had the trilogy on the PS2, and then
Plus they had a racing game that was on PS2, and then they had the one that was on 3 that... It was episodic, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I remember I downloaded episode 1 when I first bought my PS3, and I didn't get to play it because it was, that's when I was moving to town actually, and I just forgot to ever go back to it. I like those games, but it just, there was nothing to it. I don't know.
So Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is going to have Chloe and Nadine that are going to be the two characters. They did say that Nathan Drake will not be in the game at all. It's going to be their game. Be those two. They'll be on and they did premiere it at PlayStation Experience in December. It was their first reveal of the Uncharted with the Lost Legacy. I'm excited. $40 again. If it's even 8 hours, I'll play it. That's my only issue with DLC is I'm still hesitant on DLC on how much they charge for it and how long it is. Because I don't do multiplayer, so I just do single player campaigns. I know with Destiny, you felt like it wasn't worth.
No, not for the $40 price tag. Each one being $40. I mean, that's...
Yeah, if you'd gotten like a season pass for $40, it would have made sense.
Yeah,
you
but
got the whole thing.
The thing that Destiny did was when they first released the first two, it was part of the season pass, and then there wasn't a season pass after that. Like, you had to spend like whatever $30-$40 per each additional add-on.
They had what, 2 or 3?
They had a
In
total
addition to the first 2.
2. Yeah, 2.
So 4 total.
Yeah.
Plus different cosmetic stuff. Here and there, but
They cost separately.
even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That was your cue.
Yeah.
That
Fuck
was my
Destiny.
cue. Yeah. I already got it in. I got the quota in. We'll see how many times I can say it. I'll do a count for like the entire.
No, when it comes to that, you can't say it enough. Fuck Destiny.
Yeah. That was the part where it had me like, I don't understand with all these costs where it's going. But besides the point, yeah, this 10-hour, I don't know. I'm looking into it.
The only issue for me, it's August 22nd. Do you know which game comes out on August 22nd? The same date. Shadow of War comes out August 22nd. So Uncharted, you're going to be waiting until probably January. Because after August, again, that's going to be the slate of games for the fall. And Destiny 2 comes out September 8th. That's going to take 2 hours of my life, I guess.
Wait a second. So the ongoing joke is fuck Destiny, and you've already planned out that you're at least going to donate 2 hours and $60 to the Destiny sequel, and we still haven't seen gameplay.
So I can have an opinion about it. Because I don't like when people...
I want to say this, just like your $500 prediction, that it's going to be fuck Destiny 2, which I don't understand why you're supporting them if they're fucking you over.
I need to have an opinion. To have an opinion about something, I need to play it.
So
I played Destiny 1, so I can have an opinion and say, fuck Destiny.
What he's going to do, he's going to buy it, and he's going to do what you do. He leaves it in the wrapper still.
I don't leave it in the wrapper. Jesus.
I'm sorry I started that shit.
And then we go downstairs where his stuff is, and there's like a pile of 5
there's
games.
a pile of
There's
5
two.
games.
That are like my to-do list.
No, there's 2 still wrapped. There's 2. Red Dead Redemption and Far Cry Primal.
Have you opened them?
No, they're wrapped still.
See,
They're wrapped still.
That's the funny thing. I'm the
They're
one who has
wrapped.
that reputation, and yet he's the one who does
They're
it.
wrapped still. I'll admit it. I have 2 of them that are still wrapped. But yes, I will probably be picking up the sequel to Destiny, the second one, just to see what it's all about. So I can have an opinion, so I can talk all the
2 hours
bullshit.
of content and 18 hours of grinding.
Correct. All that grinding, see what they changed. I've heard they made some adjustments.
What, there's actually a game in there now?
We'll find out.
Instead of a shooting gallery?
We'll find out.
You have to read
well,
the
everyone's a
memoir.
sponge. Well, everyone is a sponge.
You have to go to my Wikia, and I'll explain all these
Every
subclasses that are found in the alien armies.
Every time somebody mentions sponge, I just think of The Division. It's all I think about.
How is that?
Oh, it's just like the enemies just sponge.
Or just sponges? It is
That's
so all
it,
the.
man. It was. I don't know if they fixed it now. They say they fixed a lot of the things, but that's just
Who wants to go back there? There's like 3 people playing it now.
right. They're playing it together too.
Probably.
They're
just camping.
They're
All 3 of them are
saving New
camping.
York right now.
So, Mo, are you gonna buy the DLC to Uncharted: The Lost Legacy?
Yeah, I think I can.
I just love the gameplay.
Yeah.
Again, if they keep the same type of gameplay,
Action.
I do like the
oriented, all
female leads.
that. Yeah.
With the 2 leads just kicking ass. No Nathan Drake. I think that's good. Have a break from Drake a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll be excited. And Rich, you still haven't played the 4th one?
I haven't played the 3rd or the 4th one.
3rd or the 4th one?
Well,
And now Mo's getting some love. She needs to spread the love.
Yeah.
Spread the love as well.
okay. While we're talking about Uncharted,
Talking about Uncharted territory, Mo's
she got jealous. I was
Mo's
talking
region
about Chloe.
has been she's getting jealous. She's a
What's
jealous.
her name?
She is very jealous. She can get jealous.
It's really old name.
As well. Well, that is our opinion so far of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Release date August 22nd for $40. Again, I'll take a break. Shadow of War first. That trumps all games.
I'll play both.
Well, that's how you roll. You play 10 games at once.
Fuck it. I'll be in Uncharted in like 2 days.
You'll beat it in 8 hours. You'll just get it.
That's it, man.
Yeah. We'll talk about later about Persona. How far you are in Persona.
Great.
Talk about that later. Please leave us in the comments below what you feel about Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, the price point, and the release date, or if you'll be picking up as well.
And fuck Destiny 2.
Fuck Destiny.
I'll be picking up Destiny 2. I'm ready.
Hypocrite.
I'm ready to jump in.
Hypocrite.
So last week, we stated our top 3 sports games of all times, which should be posted on iTunes hopefully soon. We had an issue with the video, with the sound being off a little bit, so that should be posted on iTunes, where we do announce our top 3 sports games. And one game that we were all in sort of agreement was NBA Jam, one of our top 3 sports games. And what do you know? A few days later, EA comes out with NBA Playgrounds, arcade-style basketball, just like NBA Jam, coming out in May for $20. $20. Nice budget where you can play online as well. They do have online play, local multiplayer, and then solo play, a part of it. And it is actually officially licensed by the NBA.
Oh.
So we'll have NBA players, retired and current players, will be in there. Showed Allen Iverson, actually. That was in the 40-second little clip that they showed. I love the big heads.
Yeah, they had like bigger heads.
I love the huge heads, the over-exaggerated big heads. And NBA Jam, they always had the cheat codes
Yeah,
of
for the bigger heads.
big head mode. I don't know if they had the on fire or heating up. I don't know if they went that far at NBA Jam.
They did. Yeah.
They did?
And every time you went on fire, when you would shoot the ball, when you hit the 3-pointers, the net would go up in flames.
$20 might be my sweet spot for this. That is like the perfect amount, as in I'll get enough I can go online as well. Hopefully they have like a solo, because NBA Jam, it says your record, you can keep playing through. If it has that, I might pick it up, because it is going to be releasing on Xbox One, PS4, and Rich said it needed third-party support, and it's getting it on Nintendo Switch as well.
I think that's the perfect fit. I think that's where it's going to be the number 1 seller.
Yeah, it could be.
It's on the Switch.
You know what's cool? What's interesting? Even though, like, I was complaining about the Joy-Con, the little side. Remember NBA Jam? They had the 4-player, the arcade mode. Mm-hmm. That would be a great game to incorporate 4-player couch, co-op. 2 versus 2.
You bring your Switch, I bring mine. We have 4 Joy-Con
controllers,
and
whatever, $20.
We'll play it right now. $20.
Yeah. It's not bad. I think that's a smart idea.
Each team has one screen for their team, and you have like multi-user on each screen, and there you go, head to head.
Do I have you as a believer in the Switch?
I actually no shitting. I think this is the best option for the Switch.
Yeah.
This is exactly
This
what they
type
need.
of style, this type of game.
But again, what is it doing? Which is, it's a cartoony thing that it's not meant for serious gamers only. It's kind of a broad audience.
Yeah.
Price point is lower than anybody would have expected, especially a licensed product.
Yep.
And it's something that's got nostalgia, and yet it still has good graphics, and it's moved that genre forward a little bit. That's exactly what they are good at. That's exactly what I wanted to see from them.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to buy a Switch, but that's because that's just one game. But
yeah.
if they want to make an impact, that's exactly what they need to do. It's not exclusive, though. So with the multiplayer online, much stronger communities on Microsoft and Sony. But I still think this is a step in the right direction for Nintendo. So
Great. And it came from nowhere.
Yeah,
Just make a
just
release coming out next month in May.
Yeah.
$20, NBA Playgrounds.
Yeah.
And Mo, you're a genius. You called it. You asked for it.
I called EA the next day. I was like, hey, have you heard of
I came with an idea. I want an NBA Jam, and they were able to create the entire game in 3 days.
well, because for once it was somebody who wasn't complaining about how their games are broken. So they're like, we're going to take his call, as opposed to 48 minutes on hold
Mass
to say,
Effect.
yeah, Mass Effect's broken still.
Has its own line. If you have an issue with Mass Effect Andromeda, hit 5.
It would make sense though, like to build a game like that, a game that was great. You did play it in your arcades. You had fun with it. It wasn't something that is took the whole day for you to play. I mean, if you wanted to do a quick matchup, just there you go. A lot of people don't have that much time, to play a whole thing like NBA, 2K17 or something like that, where it's a $60 price.
It's an 82 game season. It's so fucking long.
And you're doing all those side things like with Madden, where you're always getting like the cards, and then you got training camp, and you got your trades, and now we've integrated all this stuff with you have an agent, you have got your media spots you have to do, and
so now
I just want to shoot the ball.
Simple,
the people that don't have that much time, they can pick this up and have quick little games.
No, the number one thing that is perfect for this, and what I think the Switch would excel at, is games that have like drop in, drop out co-op, like Contra back in the day, or some of the newer stuff they've done, where you can just you click in and now it's a 2-player game, and then Mo's mom calls and like it's time for dinner, and he hits start and I'm done, and now it's back down playing against the computer. I think that's the way to go.
It's time for dinner, Mo.
Yeah, from Canada.
Time to eat your vegetables. Time to eat your vegetables.
King Kong is on his way.
Just saying.
Which we saw King Kong. We saw over the weekend. We saw your movie.
Great.
You looked very hairy in it.
I was prepared.
And huge.
Took me a while. Goals.
Life goals. Life goals achieved. Life goals. But you're absolutely right. There's the quick NBA Jam. I don't have very much time. I have 15, 20 minutes. You can play a full game in NBA Jam in about 15 minutes because it's 3-minute quarters.
Yeah, 3-minute quarters.
I believe it's very drop in, drop out.
That's 12 minutes.
But in game time, but halftime, you son of a bitch.
The math jokes.
Yeah,
Yay.
I get 4 games in an hour. Be on my Switch, my Nintendo Switch adventures. I'll have, depending when it comes out in May, have it in Hawaii. So I don't have to be milking cows all over the place. We shall see. So, but a very great surprise to see from EA, NBA Playgrounds, in 1 month. So what other nostalgia games would you want EA to bring back? We got NBA Jam, and Mo, I want you to call it again.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I would like to see, in reality, a boxing game. We could see something, because when was the last time you played a boxing game besides Fight Night or something like that?
Or Punch Out.
Yeah.
So you're looking for an arcadey or a simulation boxing?
Either or, but I mean,
Punch Out's more fun, though.
Yeah, Punch Out is more fun.
Yeah.
I can see Nintendo making something out of that too. I mean, that could be a step in the right direction.
So Mo, you asked for a boxing game.
Yeah,
I believe you're gonna get one with arms for Nintendo Switch. You asked for it.
It's not the same thing.
It's gonna be boxing. It's gonna be a fighting game. We're gonna be playing.
Aren't there ninja effects and so forth on that game?
No, it's Dulcim. You have long arms from Street Fighter. Yeah. But yes, arms is your boxing game that will come out. But Fight Night Round 4, the latest from EA, it went mature. So it was actually a very mature Fight Night where it was in the corner you're getting actually cussed at. Which I was actually very surprised that they went that route in the Fight Night.
It makes sense. I mean, boxing. Not sitting there and beating each other up to a pulp for no reason.
And Rich, did you play Punch-Out on the Wii?
Yeah. I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I actually bought it, yeah.
Wow. That was before Wii Sports Resort then?
No, it might have been after.
Oh, so you did play after us.
Yeah, maybe I forgot that, yeah. I might have forgotten the timing.
I enjoyed it. That was probably my biggest achievement in life is beating Mike Tyson in the regular Punch-Out. Super Punch-Out I actually haven't beaten. I have it on the virtual console. But Punch-Out I really enjoyed. It's not a boxing game. It's a rhythm game, I would say. Yeah, like same thing with Punch-Out. It's not boxing. Boxing's in it, and Mario has a cameo. But I think I would like an arcadey style. Again, it would fit the Switch. Go out on the go, but I think that's what their answer is to ARMS. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember what I thought they had an arcadey boxing game on the PlayStation.
Just the only one that I can think about was Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
they did a couple of those.
So I could see something like that. That wasn't like drawn out boxing too. You had like 3 or 4 rounds or something. Sometimes
it was more like Street Fighter.
Yeah, and then sometimes like for the championship matches, you would go the full, mounts, but they weren't like long timed,
So you want EA to come with boxing? What about you, Rich? What is there we got NBA Jam? What's another title that you would want to see?
I want more racing games. Like, do you guys remember? I can't remember what it was called, but it was stand-up arcade machine. Had 3 steering wheels. It was like red, blue, and yellow.
Oh.
And you would go around and you'd race.
I know
what
you're talking.
It was kind of like monster trucks.
But wasn't it called like off-road something?
Yeah.
And you had the red, the blue, and the yellow?
Yeah.
I remember that.
I want stuff like that. I think that's fun, and that's easy to drop in and drop out of.
So the racing game, is it on a screen, or what does it look like? Do you actually see the road?
It was an arcade version, right?
You're above looking down.
Yeah, and then you're looking at the whole track. Like, you can already see the whole track. And then there's 3 players. You have the person that's red, the person that's blue, and the person that's yellow. And you're all driving in the same place. You're all looking at the same screen. And then you're doing like these jumps, and you see the track, and you got like speed boosters. You can upgrade like.
Every once in a while, there's like a missile or something. So it's kind of like Mario Kart, but it's not first person perspective. Yeah. It's that overhead. And there's all kinds of. Every once in a while, you'll get to a different one where there's a switchback or something, where there's a cut through, because you're doing laps, of course. But it's a little bit of battle too. So it was fun, and it was very light on the graphical intensity, so that's perfect for the Switch. You don't have to worry about the realism factor. And
it could be great for the Summer of Arcade if they bring that back.
Yeah, that's a
great arcade title.
Yeah.
Mo, I'm surprised you didn't say Blades of Steel.
No, I'm not Blades of Steel.
Oh, you weren't a big fan of. You love your hockey.
I do, but
that's like that's the double dribble of hockey.
Yeah, no, I mean,
we got you basketball. I thought you would get your hockey.
The thing is with hockey, like the NHL games are pretty good. I don't foresee them changing that. That like they always. I like the gameplay on the new NHL games, the NHL 2017s and all of them. They're doing great with those games, so I really didn't mention it because I enjoy those games. It's like the only sports games that I actually enjoy. I would like to see a new SSX.
There you go, your PS2 launch game.
Yeah, I would like to see that. That's I want them to bring that back. Those were
right out last generation.
Yeah,
it's still been like 5 years, but still.
See that back would be cool. Can't think of anything else really.
NBA Jam is all we needed. NBA Playgrounds. Yeah. Bring back some great nostalgia.
When I saw the gameplay, I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool."
Just as long as they bring cheats back.
I'm sure that they're already thinking about it.
Because NBA Jam had like 50 cheats each one.
Don't put the Clintons in there again.
That's what's that. Like the Clintons or Trump.
Mine was the
Donald Trump had.
Mine was.
But Barack, come on.
My favorite was when you got the monkey suit and you used to play as the monkey, and he would just he would be able to like slam dunk from across the.
Yeah, you can just slam dunk from half court. Yeah. You get a rebound and then dunk it. Like, oh, this is fun.
The gorilla suit was always my favorite.
Yeah, so we'll see again what characters. I don't know. I was just a big fan of the NBA Jam series.
You know what'd be cool too? Like, do you remember playing NBA Jam? Everybody had their own like sign in. They had like their initials, and then they would put like a quick like number password. And depending what they had on their stats, they would have like all these different costumes that they could play as. That was pretty cool. If they incorporate that would be even cooler because everybody has their own.
So there you go, EA. Just put in some codes for NBA Playgrounds. Everyone have a great time with the big head mode, even larger than it actually is. Have you seen the clip that they had for NBA Playgrounds?
I don't know who told you guys.
Well, I didn't know if you watched it. I just didn't know if you saw the headline.
Yeah, I just saw the headline. I was like, hey, I'm not watching
Yeah,
this.
hey, the NBA Playgrounds. You just
I don't
read
know
the
what it's
outline.
about. I didn't watch the minute and a half teaser, but...
Yeah, it can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that shares Facebook videos, but I don't ever watch them. But I'm like, preach, 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 blessed. Yeah.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what that was about.
It made Sarah laugh.
I was going to do church hands.
Yeah, she's like, what did Rich say about King Kong? He's like, blessed. Yes. Someday Rich will like our videos. Someday he'll like one of our videos.
No, not going to happen.
Someday.
Not until we get the serious dislike button on Facebook.
The serious dislike us?
Yeah. I know they have dislike on YouTube, but I want like a serious liked.
So, Mo, will you be purchasing NBA Playgrounds?
Blessed. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I could see myself purchasing it. I want to see what they do with the release. I want to see if they include anything else. Like if they're like, oh, you could do all this. I just want to see it, but I could see myself purchasing it.
May's already going to kick my ass. And I'm already behind on Mass Effect because Prey comes out the first week of May. Farpoint, the VR first-person shooter game, comes out in mid-May. I believe the 16th, 18th, around there. And then, but again, NBA Playgrounds, it's not that one I'm going to spend 3-4 hours.
Right.
Just jump in. I want to play 2 games today. Yeah. Come out.
Or when you have your rotation house parties or anything like that. I mean, whenever anybody wants to play and to get down, you could do the 2-on-2. That's the time to use it. It's good. Yeah. It'll be fun.
Good call. Well, sometime we'll describe what a rotation party is and what Audrey.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
Yeah, who Audrey is.
No, Audrey's probably what you think. I haven't met her, but I've heard some stories. A rotation's not what you think.
About corn on the cob
and drumsticks.
Yeah,
that's how delicious drumsticks and corn on the cob is. No. Well, we are excited for NBA Playgrounds. And Rich, actually, will you be?
I consider, yeah.
Yeah, again, that $20 price point is perfect. Just get that little steal, and we'll see how successful that is.
Like you said, 12 minutes, you can have one game and go about your life.
Yeah, go back my life. Or I bring my Nintendo Switch, I go to the restroom, get one game in, and come out, and we're good.
You're going to get hemorrhoids like that, I'm just saying.
Hemorrhoids?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the pot playing the whole time.
I haven't gotten any yet. And that's how I've been playing my Switch.
You don't play your Switch in the bathroom. We already had this discussion. I almost cracked your table when we had that discussion.
Dude, I play 1-2 Switch in the bathroom.
No, you don't.
I milk cows.
But there's no Switch in there. That's the joke. There's no Joy-Con involved. There's a screen. He's watching something.
I'm yanking myself while I'm going to the bathroom. And
you're the only man I know that gives himself a Blumpkin.
How's it going, Mo? I just stared.
I just lost myself.
No, you just need to look and go.
Yeah.
Help me. You have the sign. Help me.
Blessed.
I'll add that sign. I'll be able to have that sign in there. Just say bless or help me. Yeah.
That's all I'm going to do. Just look forward. I'm terrified. What the hell are we talking about?
Talking about NBA Playgrounds. How excited we are. And Audrey. So EA, congratulations.
Glad I did not drink that.
I wish I would have timed that better, but I didn't want to ruin the mic.
Cheers.
So EA, congratulations. You got us excited. You're going to get $60 worth right here. One game. You have to make up for Mass Effect somehow. There you go. Coming out with EA. NBA Playgrounds. We're excited. Hopefully it comes out the end of May. Great way to spend my holiday weekend. We'll see. But let us know what you felt about the trailer and the release for NBA Playgrounds. So EA is having a terrible time with Mass Effect Andromeda so far.
So are many of the players.
Yes, with Rich, I'll let you talk about your experiences with the new patch that was released last Thursday. And then also they had to apologize for a certain transgender character that was in the game. Her name is Hanley. Hanley Abrams, a transgender character, and they said they apologized that she was not carried in a caring or thoughtful way during the game. So, Rich, what happened? with the character? Like, what are they apologizing for?
Okay, the first planet you go to, Eos, when you eventually kind of terraform it and you build your first outpost, you go around. She's one of the science officers that's a quest giver. So once you finish her major side quest, which isn't too involved, but it's like another 10, 15-minute thing, you come back, you talk to her, and then now you have the chance to have dialogue with her, and you start asking her questions, like, what's your role here? What do you think of August Bradley, that's the mayor of the outpost? And one of the things is, why did you come to Andromeda? It doesn't seem like an invasive question. And she says, well, I was looking to change who I was and how I was perceived, kind of thing. And this isn't a direct quote or anything. This is just how I remember the whole thing. Yeah.
So you've actually had a conversation. You talked to her. Okay.
Because you don't know where you're going with this. Like I said, it's not a tell me your life story. It's just, hey, you do this with numerous characters. Why did you decide to join the initiative and come to Andromeda from the Milky Way? And she says, I was looking to change how I was perceived. I didn't always feel like I fit in. And she just then slips in that I used to be, and forgive me, I don't remember the name, but she's obviously supposed to be a feminine character, and she says a masculine name, letting you know that she is transitioned from male to female. You don't have any follow-up questions. You don't ask her anything. There's nothing about, well, what does that mean? Or can you explain it to me? How would I tell my kids if they're going to be around you? You don't have any of those conversations. It's fit in, but the thing that I think is pissing off people that are supporters of the trans community is it doesn't serve anything. I think BioWare was trying to fit it in there to go, it is in the future. We're also accepting that someone just says it and people go, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that about you. And they skip on just like, hey, what's your name? My name's Steve. I'm from Oregon. And then we would go about our business or a different dialogue. It wouldn't be, so when you were in Oregon, did you ever have some weird life choices that you had to go through and confront societal extremes and norms and how they fit into your perception?
Yes.
But you wouldn't normally have that conversation with somebody you just met. And it wouldn't, if they did open up and tell you that kind of stuff, you wouldn't just be like, great talking to you, Hanley, and leave. If someone is sharing that much with you, you would think that there needs to be some level of intimacy, not romantic necessarily, but they have to be comfortable with you where they feel that they need to share the truth and you're deserving of hearing the truth and that you'd be accepting of whatever it was. And then there would be some give and take. It would be a dialogue. She has a monologue that's basically, I used to be a man. It doesn't even say deal with it, so it's not forceful, but it seemed like it would be out of place. You wouldn't normally go up to someone and say, hey, did you used to be a man? And you don't even do that. She just goes, hey, I don't know if you were wondering, but I used to be. It just seems weird.
If you came up to me and said that, I'd be like, blessed.
Exactly.
So did you talk to her before it went out with the controversy? So did you know of her before or after?
Here's the thing. It was so matter of fact, and Hanley's already a weird name. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't. Not once when I heard that dialogue. Because the name is not a standard one either. The masculine name. Forgive me. Someone's going to be like, no, it was like James. How could you not think that was a masculine name? It was one where you could obviously tell she changed her identity. When I played it the first time, I just thought that it was one of those.
How many times did you play it?
No, before I knew that you should be paying for it, because you go back and play that dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Because you know you can repeat the dialogue tree. Okay, so when I heard it the first time, I thought it was just, yeah, I came here because I made some mistakes and I was known as this person on this. I didn't even catch the trans undercurrent of that conversation because there was nothing about it that was, are you accepting of my lifestyle choices? Which I think is a progressive step that it was, like I said, it's so matter of fact and in the future society is kind of accepting. They didn't question it. They didn't say, well, that's weird or that's odd or, like I said, clutching your children. What am I supposed to tell them about your choices? None of that happened. So I didn't even realize it was supposed to be a transitional character. I thought it was just, my name used to be Mark and now it's Rich. Because I couldn't deal with the mistakes that Mark had made in his life. I just thought that that's what they were doing because Hanley was already a weird name. I thought that that's what they were trying to get at.
Sounds like everybody that moves out of Las Vegas ends up moving into Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's not
Exactly. I didn't even catch that it was supposed to be a trans person.
So do you think BioWare should have apologized to this, or
I know why
big of a controversy?
I know why they did. but it's one of those, like, if anybody even cares and watches this, they'll be telling me how I'm, because I didn't phrase something the right way. This is why so many on the right, and I'm not a right-wing supporter normally, but this is why you get that whole thing about snowflakes, social justice warriors, is it gets to be where every single thing has to be dictated so specifically, and once you forget that, or how did you assume that, then people just get so frustrated that they go, you know what, you're the one who's asking for accommodation. Maybe you should just, understand that when you go home and come out at Christmas or Thanksgiving, your aunt or your grandma is not going to be comfortable with it, and it starts a family fight.
It's not even that big of a fucking deal either.
It's not, and that's what
game. It's a video game.
So they shouldn't have. I know why they did it, and I think that their hearts were in the right place, but it wasn't handled well. But then again, not everything needs to be a teachable moment. I like that it was so subdued that I didn't even realize that that's what they were getting at, and that the characters might have been oblivious like I was, or they might have been just so accepting that it didn't faze them. I think that's a good message. That's acceptance. That's the equality that they're fighting for. But when you point this out, did you want them to come out and have a whole dialogue tree? Does Scott or Sarah Ryder have to have it where they can have a romance with Hanley, so that we can go through all the ins and outs of what it would be like to be the partner of a transitioning person? No.
Well, the same thing with Independence Day 2 is people actually didn't realize that there were two characters who were actually gay. And they didn't make a big deal.
Oh, the doctor and his assistant.
Yes, they didn't make a big deal of it because, as the director was saying, it's just part of society. It's not that big of a deal.
You thought that they were just goofs and very friendly, and then it's not until the one is passing away.
Yeah, that they're actually two lovers.
Spoilers from
bringing that part up. Like, also with a game we were just talking about, The Last of Us. What the DLC, her first kiss was a girl. And, I mean, that doesn't make her a lesbian because throughout the full storyline of the actual game, she's asking Joel about guys, or, dudes, because she never had...
She's just figuring it out.
Yeah, she's figuring it out. And
is she getting laid in the sequel?
I don't know. She's old. I guess.
People were speculating she might be pregnant.
But, you don't know.
By Joel?
No, I would say
no. Well,
it's possible, but I don't think it's likely.
No, I think that's more of a daughter figure.
Turn that into a mini game.
Wow.
Kratos' son and her are gonna get it
on. Mixing properties.
Keep it in the PlayStation family.
We're on to something.
Fucking around. I'm fucking around. Anyways, yeah, people were like, oh, she's automatically a lesbian. She's a lesbian. This. You can't put a title on that because she's still so young that she didn't even know what the fuck she was doing half the time. Like, she was just experiencing her life, and that's what they told. But people were speculating.
And I know this is a side topic, not quite video games, but in that true equality is when we don't have to say this is the first very specific subgroup of a subgroup of a subgroup to do something, right, as opposed to this is the first person who did it. Like, we already had the first person to walk on the moon. We don't need the first transition from male to female, but chooses to still date males, LGBTQ plus astronaut. It's the first person that walked on the moon. It's okay to say that we're all one. Isn't that equality? As opposed to...
It brings up to the point.
It brings up to the point, like, where... what if it was an alien? Would it caught so much heat from anybody? Like, if it was a transgendered, whatever the hell alien that they put in the thing?
Here's the thing. I think if it was an alien, they probably would have been more open about dealing with the societal pressures, and there would probably be someone that was an outside aggressor that was, threatening them physically, or exiling them from their community, and then everybody on the other side would go, "Oh, does everything have to be? You're preaching about how they're not included." And everybody'd say, well, see, this is why we have to have that, is because you're complaining when there are people who are excluded. This is exactly what we're fighting for. And we're all going, it's the people in the middle are stuck going, it's a fictional character in a fictional universe, right, in a somewhat similar to a real life situation, but it's not the same thing. You're not an Angara that's been thrown out of the community. So
yeah.
That's where you get these problems. I get why they did it. I don't think it would have had an effect if they hadn't. It was nice that they tried it. It was nice that they apologized.
Well, I think Mass Effect has tried to push the boundaries as well in the original trilogy, as you can have sex with the same gender. Yeah. That they added that into the series.
And that was one of the things that the patch fixed, is that now Scott has more drawn out male romantic possibilities than he had originally, where Sarah had full on lesbian ones, plus their heterosexual entanglements, which Scott could pretty much romance any female that he meets in the game that's a primary character.
Or with the last name of Ryder, you can do anyone.
Well, Dragon Age did it too. I mean,
Dragon Age did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but they get again, like you were saying with the aliens, though. They do like, well, he's an elf, you know. They're like, well, that doesn't count. He's not really a gay man. He's a gay elf, so we don't count that.
In Origins, was it Dragon Age Origins? I can't say.
I know Inquisition. You could.
Oh, Inquisition. Yeah, that.
No, they had Origins too.
I didn't know about Origins.
Yeah, they had
that thief type of character could do it.
And
too.
in Inquisition, they had the gay magic user. He was gay, and he was openly about it. In in the whole storyline, his dad was not accepted of him. If you remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. So you have to play through that, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I kind of felt bad for him. I was like, damn, bro. Like, you need a bro hug? That's all I'm giving you, though. Like,
I went all out. I went more than a hug.
No, you're a whore. But I know that.
Thank you. Yes. But BioWare, I know in their patch from last week, we're working on fixing the dialogue with Hanley. And again, they have more patches. They'll probably be doing patches until the next Mass Effect game for this.
They do them like this one, I hope not.
Yeah, with the newest patch to fix a
more
lot.
problems.
So they're working on the patch to fix that conversation, that dialogue with her, if they haven't fixed it completely from last Thursday. I know they were fixing more with that as well. With the patch, very quickly, Rich, how has the new patch been for
Horrible.
you?
I wish it wouldn't have happened. There's one character that looks better. They're not as herky-jerky like I said on the last one, but they're still awkward. They still don't walk naturally. It doesn't seem like an improvement. Addison, that is the main contact for the Pathfinders on the Nexus, complete rework of her character model. That does look much better. But everybody else, I'm trying to find where they've made an adjustment. And now I've got all kinds of slowdowns, stalling. I've had 2 game crashes where I'm kicked back to the home screen. I've had at least 3 or 4 times where it's frozen. And, you know, there's stalling that happens naturally since the patch. But even now, it freezes, and when it goes for like over 3 minutes, I know it's not coming back. So I just go back to the home screen, quit, and restart the application again. I shouldn't have to do these things on a marquee title like this. It's ridiculous. It's worse than it was before.
EA, again, BioWare, they haven't chosen these patches with apology with the controversial character. So that will lead into our question of the week. What do you think is one of the most controversial video game characters ever? So in video gaming, all your previous games, who do you think is one of the most controversial video game characters ever? And we'll start with you, Rich. What do you think?
I don't know if they are controversial, but if you want to go for what I think would be the trigger for most everybody, Birdo from Super Mario Brothers 2.
Who's that?
The pink dinosaur bird thing that shoots
the eggs
out of its mouth. And has
I don't
like
even remember.
I know
well,
you're
this is okay.
I know you're talking about.
Later
How's that
on,
controversial?
Like in Mario Kart and stuff, they pair up Yoshi and Birdo. The original Super Mario Brothers 2 instruction manual, it says that Birdo is a boy that's very confused and thinks that he's a girl. And so
Seriously?
the whole thing, yep. So basically, that whole
know that.
Yoshi, well, and they've somewhat fixed it in later games, but originally, Birdo was supposed to be a trans character, and the reason why I think that's controversial is number one, it's Super Mario Brothers. I don't think we need to deal with these topics. This was the late '80s when it came out, so again, not a time when it was a hot button issue where we're all trying to get trans rights. This was everybody's afraid of AIDS. So anything that's in the gay realm was already a hot button. And it's a title that, although many of us still will enjoy this game, it was geared towards children. I don't think that was necessary. It was there just because they didn't have... I don't think it was there to provoke people. I think they just like, wouldn't it be funny? Because she didn't lay eggs. She shoots them out of her mouth. Why would she do that? Because she's not really... A girl, they're not her eggs. She's just like putting them in her mouth and spitting them out and like, oh, I laid an egg, because she's pretending to be a girl. And I get where they were going with that, but it's they didn't understand what that context means. You're basically saying he's a cross-dresser.
That's some deep shit. deep shit.
I did not know this.
And okay, you talk about.
I need to go play Mario 2 again.
No,
I had no idea.
Final Fight. It's Capcom game tied in with the Street Fighter series. Poison.
Oh, Poison. Yeah.
Poison is a trans character that again, it's a chick with pink hair that is a street thug that you beat up, and the way that they were getting around the fact that there could possibly be male characters doing physical harm to a female is in the instruction manual, and on the home screen in the arcade version is they said Poison's got a secret, and it was basically hinting that Poison's a crossdresser. So don't be worried. That's not a guy hitting a woman. It's a guy dressed as a woman, so it's completely normal that a guy comes in their neighborhood and knocks them the fuck out. So they were trying to fix one problem, and 20 years later, do you not understand that could possibly be a hate crime as opposed to just a regular crime the first way that you did it?
Dude, my mind is still blown from Mario Bros. 2.
Just saying.
I need to go read that instruction manual.
Well, and remember, that's all a dream, so that was part of how they retconned it out.
It's a dream.
But when it first
Hey,
came
spoiler
out,
alert. Mario Bros. 2 is a dream. Spoilers.
Sorry. And Mario Brothers 3 is a stage play.
But that's funny, the final fight for the Poison.
Yeah.
It's funny because if you go off of that and you go to Streets of Rage, you play a female character and you fight other male characters, but they're also whooping your ass.
Yeah. Well, you're picking the fight, and she's a capable fighter. Yeah. As far as I know, it's Poison's just hanging out with the gang. She walks towards you, and you hit her with a 2x4.
She dresses like a dominatrix.
Well, and she's supposed to she's supposed to be a hooker.
Yeah.
So and then they're like, well, she's a hooker with a surprise, and it's not just chlamydia. So that didn't get you.
We have some great topics in this week's episode.
I thought I would tie in with Haley because I'm saying this isn't the first time. Yet nobody brings these up. And
30 years later, it's been
I brought up
happening.
Super Mario Brothers because that's definitely a title for kids, but they didn't mean to do that. I understand. I mentioned Anita Sarkeesian. I understand why people would be offended. She's a feminist that's speaking about game tropes, how they objectify women or they put them in a lesser light for male satisfaction, basically. Objectification kind of stuff against women. So I understand her arguments, but sometimes dudes just like pretty girls. And they're fictional girls, and I understand, but if you're trying to live up to the standards set by a fictional being, that's already kind of a problem on your front. It's bad that I'm looking for those traits in a person that doesn't exist, but the fact that you feel the need to live up to fictional traits is kind of a problem for you, too. So it's kind of her argument. As long as we have a dialogue. I don't want no fighting. Gamergate's complete BS.
And Mo,
be all kinds of hate.
Who do you think is the most controversial, or one of the most controversial video game characters?
I think the one that comes off the top of my head would be Saints Row. Like when you're getting into number 3 with the whole dominate, the dildo and all that stuff, and the you also have was it 3 or 4 where you go into
3
the dominatrix place?
Yeah, because you one of your
Z. You have to rescue Z.
But did they have to apologize for the dildo bat? Did that?
No, they just went full head on for it. But it didn't.
They took it out of the 4th one, though.
Yeah, they did. They had to.
But they have a whole sequence where you have to rescue one of your homies from, and that's what they're referred to as, from basically a dominatrix club, and you're riding
he's being held hostage.
Yeah, really. he's basically in a bridle like he's a horse,
but he's
pulling a carriage. And you've got a rocket launcher, and you're racing through the streets trying to get away from this place. You're shooting other carriages and cars that are coming at you, while he's running naked with the bridle and all that kind of stuff.
Butt ass naked?
He has
but he's got the stuff around him so you can't see. Yeah.
And then the other dominatrixes are running too, because they're the horse.
Yeah.
The horses in the horse carriage. So I'm like, that would be pretty controversial.
Why haven't I played this game?
You missed a lot, man.
I guess I need to jump in with Agents of Mayhem.
Yes, absolutely. August 22nd.
In that same, August 22nd.
But there was also controversies with Grand Theft Auto because you had the Battle of Gay Tony. Yeah. That was controversial for some places, you know.
Hot coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, but
which wasn't a part of the game. It was a hidden code.
Yeah, it was just stuff that they had experimented with, and it was accessible with a Game Genie or Game Shark, but
you know. I can think of a small one that was with Tomb Raider, you know, when everybody was using the nudity code for Lara Croft.
But that was your modding the game.
Yeah, but, you know, people still did it, and people still had, a code for it.
Did she have a bush, or was she shaved?
I don't know.
It's a mod, so
if
they modded it so that she had that, she would. Oh. They didn't actually make the game like that. It wasn't like hidden code like Hot Coffee.
Because Roger Rabbit, she shaves. She is shaved. Jessica Rabbit.
She's a
just
cartoon.
let you know. It's all real to me, damn it.
Good callback.
All right, so I'll do a list. It goes to the dead or alive ladies.
Oh.
When your own boobs has its own physics.
That's not a new thing, though.
Well, weren't they one of the first ones?
They're the ones who came up with boob physics.
Boob physics.
That is a title. But there's plenty of, again, the Anita Sarkeesian videos, Feminist Frequency, look them up on YouTube. She has a whole series of tropes, and one of them is the bounce that they give to girls. Or the armor that they give to girls. Like Skyrim. The guy always has the full thing of armor, and then the girl, her version is basically a metal bikini, and yet it's like, 50 points higher in health or whatever. Like, you're not covering anything. How is that better armor? Like, well, we still want to see her cleavage. But that's what she's arguing against.
The modding in Skyrim is amazing because all my girls look like they're bombshells.
And the point is right here with Mo. What the point that Rich is talking
But
about.
the thing is that you are very respectful. You've got a wonderful girlfriend. You don't do anything rude to her.
No.
But you sometimes like to look at pretty girls.
I like my good-looking girls in Skyrim.
Yeah.
I didn't want the blocky faces. I wanted them to look more,
You're not like Kratos, where you actually get a trophy for beating the shit out of a female. in Ascension, in the prequel, I believe. Yeah, you
How
get.
awkward would that
that's
conversation
right.
be if you go to like the trophy shop and
Yeah.
gonna get world's best wife beater?
Yeah,
But
you
she
have
was
to beat the
keeping
shit
them-
out of
She was
her.
keeping them captive, wasn't she? Yeah, she was. Who
That
was
doesn't mean that she was asking for it, Mo. Can you have a little decorum here? I suppose the way she was dressed, too, she deserved it. Please, be a human being for once.
Oh yeah, okay. When you keep a guy chained up and tortured and shit,
How do you know that he didn't like it?
It's called My Saturday Night.
We do that for female characters all the time. All of a sudden, you emasculate a man doing the same exact thing, and he's the victim, and it's okay to kill her?
The only thing I remember is Aphrodite. That's it.
That's all. The red orbs
The
coming,
red orbs, yeah.
coming to me for a good deed. But Dead or Alive, they were the first ones, though, to create the boob physics and create the time. I remember reading an article about him just creating proud of his boob physics.
That boob physics isn't a real thing. That was just, it's like the blast processing on Sonic. It's just a marketing term to make you think that they did something that they didn't innovate. They put a spotlight on it to go, look at how great ours is. Look at the jiggle physics.
Just like the
time
6
they spent
teraflops
on
for
it.
the Scorpio.
Really, what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're trying to distract
marketing.
you. They're trying to distract you. But no, go back and look at some of the stuff they do. Like your Jessica Rabbit thing.
I did research on it. I didn't get past the second screenshot.
Exactly.
I couldn't. After the second screenshot, I was
No,
done.
like your Jessica Rabbit joke is that the animators didn't color that part of the cell, and it's a half second, and it was only on like the video release.
I could pause it every time in the right spot.
Exactly. Because you're looking for it. If you're looking for a problem, you'll find it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
My other one is Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh.
So I didn't even play
Oh,
him.
yes, no.
I've heard of him. So I was doing some research. I read about it. Is he a virgin trying to get laid? Is that?
Yeah, it's like the first 40-year-old version. Yep.
And I was
Awesome game.
like, I think I need to play this off just the paragraph that I read about it. Is doing
Just
like a
don't do
description.
the later ones. You have to do.
It was like 80 in the
Sierra
80s,
games.
87.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did into like the mid 90s, and then Sierra kind of went under, and then they bought the IP, and that's where you had that crappy PS2 game.
I guess you're saying you can die by an STD if you don't buy a condom.
And you had had sex with a prostitute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get a prostitute and you actually die.
Because it's kind of a point and click adventure. That's what Sierra was making at the time. King's Quest, Space Quest, stuff like that. And so you're in a bar, and you have to do certain things, and you have to buy certain drinks. And if you buy this one, well, you pass out because you had too much to drink. And you can go to the casino, and you can lose all your money, or you can win a lot so they can go and buy other stuff. And you can, you sneak around, like the upstairs apartment of the bar, there's a prostitute in there. And she's like, hey, if you got $50, and if you're not wearing a condom, she
I
gives you
have
an
$50.
STD. So it's basically you're
Is
trying
that
to
how
maneuver.
much it was in the 80s?
You're trying to maneuver through this
I
whole
was born in the
world.
wrong time.
He's just trying to get laid, and then that's what every subsequent game is. But they're really, especially as it got I think they did 6 that were all written by Al Lowe. He's the writer. He was one of the main writers at Sierra at the time. his comedic timing and the way that he carries jokes through, where he does callbacks to previous entries. Like, there's no Leisure Suit Larry 4. They refer to it, and they always say, like, it's the lost game. They never made it, they never coded it, but they always make the joke of, like, we made the whole game, but then someone deleted the hard drive or something, or reformatted the hard drive. So it's always gonna, they know what happened, but you never played it. Or they'll make jokes about, no, it was released, but only in, like, Indonesia. So you've never played it. It wasn't available in English.
Like our lost episodes that we recorded?
Exactly.
Which two of them are posted. We now posted
so they weren't lost. You found them.
There's one lost episode that has not been posted yet. It's lost somewhere. Somewhere out there.
Kids at the park have it.
Yeah, exactly.
They took it from me.
It's evidence for the state.
Cannot be shown.
No, it's a fun game, and it's not as...
Was it controversial in the 80s? I don't know if you remember.
I can see why it would be. And it was when I remember it was available at Hastings. And it was like an 18 or older. Now, it was in the regular section, but they did like bag it kind of like the Playboys. I don't know if you guys remember, but Hastings especially. They would have where the title was... They would put it in a bag, and the title could be shown, but then the rest, there was like a green film on there, so you couldn't see the picture. Now, they didn't have nudity on the cover of Playboy, but it was one of those, we don't want you looking at pretty girls in bikinis or whatever doing sexual poses. You can just see it's Playboy, and you can see what issue, what month, that kind of stuff. And that's how they would show all their magazines. That's what they did with Leisure Suit Larry, is they put it in the computer games section, and then the new releases were always face forward instead of filed like in a library. And those ones were in bags. So you would walk by and you'd see Leisure Suit Larry, Leisure Suit Larry 3, The Search for Passionate Patty. And then it was like a green bag was around it, so you couldn't
Wait,
see
The Search for a Passionate Patty?
Passionate Patty, that's his love in the third game.
Is that what we need to change our name?
Yes.
Passionate Patty Video Gamers?
Yes. That's
okay.
the PT and VG.
I'm in. I'm going to have to play this game, though. Before I die, I need to play this game.
No, and listen, they're obviously making adult humor. There is some nudity, but it's crappy 1980s. You know?
Yeah, it's pixelation.
It's not even like Cinemax level kind of stuff. It's enough that you're like, oh, did I see a nipple? I couldn't tell. It was a brown square. There's not like full on sex scenes or anything like that. It's always comedic. It's always
I'm not playing
there's
anymore.
A shadow. Like
I'm over it.
You see something and there's like like blinds in the way, and you'll see a shadow of like a person like they're thrusting, but you can't see anything. You certainly don't see.
Good enough for me. To see some type of thrusting.
Just was funny. It's a funny game. And it's very...
That's what I've heard.
As they get to like 5 and 6, very artistic of the world. Because like I said, it's a point and click. The drawings that they do, like the 6th one, it really looks like Beauty and the Beast. That kind of art style.
Bestiality.
They're doing this whole cruise ship thing. And so it's like opulent marble columns and gold lame and all that kind of stuff. It looks like that library scene from Beauty and the Beast.
Mo, did you play any of these?
No, but I've heard of them. I know what it is, and I've seen like video stuff on it, like on YouTube. It's easy to find.
We'll see. And King's Quest was good, but Space Quest was really good too. A lot more jokey.
Yeah.
Freddy Farkas, Frontier Pharmacist. That was a funny one. That was written by Al Lowe also.
Say that 5 times.
That was a good Western, like a snake oil salesman kind of game. That was fun. But those weren't adult themed. Those were kind of closer to all ages. They wouldn't have had nudity, but they had jokes where it's like Looney Tunes, where if you're an adult, it means one thing. If you're a kid, it means another. But as an adult, you get the double entendre, so it seems funnier.
I know Shrek has some dick jokes.
Yeah.
In the first one,
the kids won't notice it. They're just like, that sounded funny, and then parents are like, oh my god, they don't know what that means. But you and I are going to talk about that later.
Like in the second one, we has catnip.
Oh yeah,
that was a white Bronco, and he's on a white Bronco. Pull catnip. That's not mine. I'm like, oh my god, I was laughing so hard, and then my niece had no idea what the hell I was laughing about.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that I'm. Leisure Suit Larry, Freddy Farkas, Space Quest. They were doing that. King's Quest a little bit, but not as much.
Well, that's our list of one of our top controversial video game characters. Let us know in the comments below who you felt was controversial in video games. We are at the end of our Gamescast. This is where we go balls deep. We let you know what games we're playing all week long. Starting with you, Mo. What games will you be playing?
Can I say? Yeah. Persona 5. Yeah, be playing Persona 5.
All right, so first of all, Persona 5 came out last week, correct? Last Tuesday.
Yes.
How many hours are you in Persona 5?
40 hours.
40 hours.
And he has a full-time job. And
in
he works
1 week.
All week.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he has a girlfriend.
Yep.
And he's a decent human being, so he's not just like holed up in a.
I shower every day.
Yeah.
That's a decent human being.
Again,
You shower every day.
I shower every day.
We shouldn't have to quantify that stuff, but it is true. So.
Yeah, Persona 5. Yeah,
Mo, keep living the dream. Keep living the dream.
Yeah, so I put 40 hours in. Probably put another 2 or 3 tonight. But yeah, Persona 5 and For Honor. Still playing For Honor. So I switched off of Battlefield, took a little break. So now I'm playing For Honor.
So how is Persona 5 so long?
There's just
Is there a lot of side quests or?
There's so much to do because you basically, like I said, besides your main quest, you can also take on other requests from mini side quests. But then you're also building your character. You're getting his proficiency up, his intelligence. You have to go.
And there's stuff that's related to your personal life, your school life, and then this whole overarching mask story.
Exactly. So it's a lot to do, and it goes day by day. There's a calendar on it where you have to keep track of when you have to return books and DVDs that you watch to increase your skills, and to working out. You have to plan all this. You have a calendar, and it tells you what day something is due, especially on
to work out.
Yeah, and also like mission based too. Because if you don't do certain things, then you don't get to that side quest. It automatically
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is, but it's entertaining. Like this, it's a funny storyline. It's very dark, very deep. The graphics on it's very anime style. It's a really beautiful game. So I mean, I got addicted to it.
And it got some great reviews, as you sent us.
Oh,
the great reviews that's gotten.
Amazing.
Not Legend of Zelda reviews, but very respectable reviews.
Amazing.
So Persona 5, a little bit For Honor. And Rich, I know you got your patch in Mass Effect. You still trucking along. Are you going to continue on that path?
Yeah, of course. I still enjoy the game. I expected more out of them. I expect more out of what EA's done with this before. It's like I said, it's a step back from Mass Effect 3, which for many people is a step back from 2, which
Was it a step back from 1?
Well,
no, Mass Effect 2 was
amazing. Yeah, it was,
very character driven,
and it was different from 1. I remember being shocked.
That's
when
why
I
I
played it.
liked
By the end, I was like, "No, it's a superior game." So, but yeah, it's got a lot of great things in there and a lot of potential, and I can see where they're building towards the future. But I think that this could be a Mass Effect 3 type of situation where you've screwed up and it took so long, and when it came out it was kind of broken, and you've got some bad press behind it and some bad reviews, that I could see them skipping past this and going to the next thing. Or if
that Mass Effect,
because we didn't talk about it, but I don't know if you guys saw there's a rumor going around that BioWare's Austin division is completely working on a KOTOR remake or retooling or whatever. It was originally supposed to be a remake, but now it seems like it's a new game, but it's set in that world, or maybe has some of those characters, or maybe because all those storylines are not in continuity since Disney bought Star Wars. But this could be the way that they retool everything. Don't know. It's all speculation, but I can see them between that, where Austin's pretty much only working on the Star Wars license, and then whatever that other IP is, plus their existing stuff. I could see this becoming the next Jade Empire, where it had so much potential, but we never get back to it because it just hit some people the wrong way, and we'd rather have success and don't look back. We did what we could. The trilogy still was amazing, but everybody always remembers that bad ending, and this game is not going to take that taste out of people's mouth. Indoctrination theory or not, doesn't matter.
And Rich has over 150 hours clocked in for Mass Effect.
Not actually.
And other games that are still wrapped, sitting on the desk.
No, it just shows over 150, but you pause the game.
Because I'll pause, and then I'll go back, and I get distracted by other things, and I come back and play the game, and then I'll save after I've done something major, and oh, look, I just added 3 hours to my playtime with only 20 minutes actually invested.
Same thing with Shadow of Mordor. Yeah. Same thing happened there.
Yeah, I played it like 2 sessions, and all of a sudden I had 54 hours of play.
He's like killing orcs. Hey, I don't 50 hours of just cutting their heads off.
I couldn't. That's the worst part. That grind. It was fun, but it's repetitive sometimes. I'm having fun, but you need to unlock other powers to really get there.
Well, I am completely jealous. I played 0 video games this week. planning a wedding is hard. It's extremely hard. It's time consuming. So I'm going to try and get my Iron Fist back from last week. I know I said I was going to Iron Fist Mass Effect. Hopefully I get to play Mass Effect this week. That will be the game plan. I'm only still at like 7.5 hours, I think.
Sounds like you're the one that's getting the Iron Fist.
Yeah, I am. Mass Effect is fisting me. Yes.
Yeah, how far are you? Where are you at?
I'm still just AOS. I unlocked the 3 pillars and I went inside the middle. Whatever.
Oh, so you haven't even cleared out the vault yet.
No, okay. I just went into the vault and I was like passing out at like 11. I'm an old man. That was over a week ago. I haven't played. I need to get video games back in my life. That's my escape. So that's what I'll be doing. Mass Effect Andromeda. Falling behind. I wanted to beat it so I can get Horizon. Who knows when I'll get my left Joy-Con back. Sent that Nintendo.
Oh, you did send it in?
No. I still need to send it in. Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 comes out the end of the month. To get Mario Kart. I'll be watching Nintendo Direct tomorrow and see when I'll be getting my ARMS, the Moe's boxing game that he wants.
Why don't you just read the recaps? Then you have time to play these games. Or watch SmackDown or whatever.
The recaps?
Yeah, why don't you read like the article on IGN as opposed to spending 45 minutes listening to a Japanese translator get up there and tell you how Mario Kart's going to be the greatest thing and ARMS is going to revolutionize the gaming market and Splatoon will be out sometime in fourth quarter 2017. And
I don't understand. So don't watch them?
why watch 45 minutes of that when you could just spend 2 minutes reading an article that summarized all of it and you didn't have to go through the awkward...
I want to see the gameplay.
I don't know, the system's not working right now. But when you guys play the game, you're going to clearly see that this is the most amazing thing ever.
I want to see the gameplay. See how it looks for
you
Splatoon
can get
2.
those highlights. You don't have to sit through 45 minutes.
I have to see it all. I have to soak it in.
It's your life.
Oh, thank you. But yes, those are the games we'll be playing.
Make it better for you.
Yes. It's already better. Just being with you two.
Then why are you complaining about not having time to play? It's already better.
No. Planning for a wedding.
I know. I'm trying to free up some time in your schedule.
I'm not getting involved in any of this. I'm just kidding.
Well, you did get suited up today, so there you go.
I did.
Both of you got fitted for the tux. Excited to see how you guys look in that. Looking sharp. So that's the end of our show. Of us going balls deep. Please let us know what games you'll be going in. And thank you for watching and have a wonderful week.